it's Cat again, and I've been watching a lot of Game Grumps, and I really like it when he's like, "Hello, Infinite Dragon returns." Anyway, I have another book haul for you guys, and this one's another big one. But in my defense, um, my dad bought me a lot of these, so almost all the Dragonlance ones, because I am a fan of Dragonlance. So since we're talking about that, actually, let's bring in our Dragonlance books that are hopefully not going to fall. So we're just going to put them here so you can look at them. Not that one. That one I've already hauled. You need to get out of here. You need to get out. There we go. Look at it. Look at its beautifulness. It's not even all of them. Look at it. I can't bring it up. Maybe I can. Maybe. Yeah. So let's get started through this. So the first two are by Margaret Weis, who is the creator of Dragonlance and my personal hero. And that is The Soul Forge, and a forward with Tracy Hickman, and The Brother in Arms, who is not with Tracy Hickman, which is surprising because them two like are bros for life because of Dragonlance. But this is a story about Raceland before he becomes like the evil wizard that we know. Well, the neutral wizard that we know and love. Instead, he's just like, "Hey, I'm Raceland. I'm like all about power, and my brother's an idiot, but it's fine." And he's beautiful, and I love him. And he eventually becomes all this stuff and everything. Oh, okay. I'll talk about it when I finally reread the third book of the first trilogy in the Dragonlance. I'll talk all about Raceland, but I have to still wait for my household goods to come before I can get started and all that. I want my books. Anyway, the next series I have to show you is Meeting of the Sexton. And so we have Kindred Spirits, and then we have Wonderlust. And this is how the companions all meet before Autumn Twilight. And which is the very, very first book in Dragonlance ever. Now there's a whole bunch of prequel series and two prequel series and a whole bunch of sequel series, but this is how they meet in Autumn Twilight. So that's pretty cool. So it's about Flint and Taz, right? Oh, Tanis. I always get them confused. Anyway, Flint and Tanis meeting, and this is when they meet the Kinder dude, Kaz. And I like him. I like the Kinder. I love Kinder. They're cute. Anyway, the next one, I don't know, this is part of the same series. Oh yeah, all 3 volumes. Okay. These are a short story collection called Dragonlance Tales. So we have The Magic of Kryn and Kinder, Gully, Dwarves, and Gnomes. And this is Love and War, and it has Raceland. And apparently this is all about Caramon after everything that happens to Raceland. If you read the series, you'll know. And apparently it's pretty good, and it's a whole bunch of short stories and stuff about Caramon. And what happens to him when Raceland goes somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. Yeah. The next one I have is Relics and Omens, and this is the tale of the 5th age, because Dragonlance is in different ages or something. I don't know. I pick them up, I read them, we move on. You don't really need to know the whole timeline. They kind of just reference it over and over and over again. But yeah. Why is my house moving? Anyway. The next book I have is Dragons of Fallen Sun and Dragons of the Lost Star by Tracy Hickman and Margaret Weis. And apparently this is kind of like the political part of everything that's happening in Dragonlance. At least that's what I heard. I don't quite know. I just know it's chunky, it's beautiful, and it's been done by Tracy Hickman and Margaret Weis. And after that, I don't care. Because them two could write anything and I'll be there. Is Margaret Weis still alive? I hope so. They should make more Dragonlance books, because then I'd be happy. And people like me when I'm happy. Oh, I forgot one more Dragonlance book, and that is Kaz the Minotaur by Richard A. Knaak. And this is another tale one, and it's about a Minotaur, I'm assuming. And it's part of their little short story, well, novella type deal about the heroes before the first cataclysm, though I don't know if this one's before the first cataclysm. It says Kazan. Not Nysa Saloma. Salomona. So I'm not quite sure when this is supposed to take place, because I know the other ones in the series, like there's the Gates of Theroborn, which is supposed to be before the first cataclysm about the doors, when they're like Dwarf Kingdom was awesome instead of being a shithole, but you know, whatever. Yeah. The next book was actually free, so that's cool, and it's Anne's Rule. Every breath you take, a true story of obsession, revenge, and murder. And apparently, this is a true story about obsession and revenge and murder. Yeah. Great synopsises, I know. But no, really, this is actually about a true girl who gets murdered by her ex-husband, supposedly. I don't know, I have to read the ending. And she gets, like, found in a pool of blood next to her crying, like, quadruplet children. Fun stories. But anyway, not something I usually pick up, but I was reading The Rogues by George R. R. Martin. I was reading the beginning, and he's like, when you, a lot of people like to stay in their genres nowadays. You don't just like pick up a book and just keep going and like just picking up random genre books. And I don't really read a lot of true nonfiction, true-ish, embellished murder stories. I mean, I think the last one I read was Girl on a Train, which was really good. And so I mostly just stick with fantasy because I think it's safe. Because my favorite genre is actually sci-fi, but I'm very picky with sci-fi, so I usually stay away from it, which is kind of bad, but whatever. So now I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see if he was right. I had this or last song that I could pick from by Nicholas Sparks, and I decided to choose the murder one because I'm not gonna handle Miley Cyrus on my cover, though there is Liam Hemsworth. Still gonna stay away from good old Miley. I came in like a wrecking ball. Next book I have is the first book in the Chronicles of Nick by Shireen Kenyon. I'm pretty sure I'm just overly pronouncing these names, but I'm just having a blast by this point. So this is the first book, Chronicles of Nick, which is apparently a spinoff of her Dark Hunter series. I don't know. I just know I wanted to read it, and it was $5, and now it's mine. And plus it's floppy. And I hauled this, well, not called, but I had this for my library one, but I returned it to the library because I found it. And I was like, I want it because it's floppy, and it is floppy things. And then I can actually not feel bad that I didn't read it because I checked it on the library. And now I own it. Now I can read it whenever I want, whenever I feel like it. I have no dates. The next book I have is The Grand Design by John Marco. And this is the second book of the Jackal of Nair series. And I had the first book, it's coming soon. And now I have the second book. And now I can read the first and second book. Yeah. The next book, well, let me find the other one. I don't know where it went. Now I am sad. Alright, I found it. So the next two books I have are by the same author, and that is Patricia A. McKelp's The Book of the Artax Wolf, and I have no idea what this is about. So begins the story of a man who lived among wolves, hiding from the mistakes of his past, and the woman who offered him one last chance of redemption. Anyway, I really like Patricia A. McKelp. I have not read a book I haven't liked about her. My least favorite so far that I read about of hers is Winter Rose. Didn't really like that one, but I didn't hate it. I mean, for Patricia A. McKelp book, I was like, it is a 3-star. For, like an everyday book, it was like a 5-star book. But Patricia A. McKelp, 3 stars. That's all I'm saying. This is one of her earlier books, and I really like the cover. It's so pretty. Look at that girl. She's all sleeping. What's she doing? Is she Sleeping Beauty? I don't know. I haven't read the book. The next book I I have is also Patricia, a McKelp book, and you see this one's also pretty. Look at this guy. He's playing a harp, and there's birds, and what's she doing? She's also playing a harp. I'm guessing this has harps and magic, especially since it's about a bard. So this is The Bards of Bone Plain, and it's about an eager graduate from high school and moralizing poets. Three trials, three terrors, three treasures. I'm not quite sure what this is about, but it looks cool, doesn't it? And hopefully I do not own it, because I've made that mistake before with Patricia and McKelp book, because I have bind-ups. I don't have individual books of hers. So, though I have a few, but not a lot. And so this is how the back looks like, which I think is way cooler than the front because I like chicks with white hair, hence why I wanted white hair, but now I'm just letting it grow out. But whatever. I like a girl with white hair, especially that dark skin, like really dark skin stuff, like those anime characters or my one friend. It looks so pretty. I'm so jealous because I would never have that. Sad pandas. Anyway, so I'm gonna go to the next part of my book haul. Next part of my book haul, where a book says series of mistakes, and I have made a lot of mistakes, and this is one of them. And so I got the next two books of the Grad or whatever series by David Eddings. So I have book 1 and book 2 and book 3. So this is Queen of Sorcery and Magic Gambit, and I had the first one. It's coming soon. So I was like, okay, this has to be like the first bind up that they have of that. So I bought these, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I noticed, and then their $1 section of this bookstore, that they had this other bind up, and it says volume 2. I thought this was volume 2 of the Grad series. It's not. It's volume 2 of some other bullshit series that he's made, and now I have volume 2, and now I need volume 1, and now I'm just crying inside. I am upset. So now I need Guardians of the West and King of the Murkos. I am upset. Anyway. Yay me. Next two books are another free B books that I have, and that is The Dark Tower. I did one of those exchange things where you put a book in and you grab one out. So I have The Dark Tower. I have had Dark Tower 3 times in my life. 3 times. Well, 3. Why did I hand up 4? My brain crapped out there for a minute. I've had Dark Tower 3 times in my life. I got them all for free, and I have given away every single one because I'm like, I'm moving, or my friend wanted it, or something like that. And I have given away this book so many times, and I've gotten this book so many times. One day I will read it, and I've never given Stephen King my money for this book. I've always gotten it for free. I spend my money on like The Shining or something. But I've not yet read it, and I will probably give it away again. I feel like this book is a curse that will never be read. Anyway, next book I have is Dreamfall by Joanne D. Vintage, and she is the writer of The Snow Queen, and is also the wife of that one guy who does the Deepness, Skyness one or something, like Thoughts in the Deep Africa. He does Rainbow's End. That's the one I know. And this is actually the 3rd book in that series. See here? And it's the final installment, and I'm going to read it, and I'm not going to care, because then it'll be like, hey, this is the final, and then we're just working backwards. It's like a Memento type of situation. It'll be fine. I like Memento. That was a good movie. Next book I have is Ginny Wart's The Fugitive Prince. This is the 4th one in the Curse of the Mist Ray story, though there's like many, it's like the Edge Chronicles, there's many different versions, like books within books. Well, series within series within series within series book. And it's still going on, I believe. Yay! But I like these really crappy covers. Look at that face. Look at that face. Look at that face. They had the really cool covers, but I don't want those ones. I want these ones. So I've been collecting them. slowly, casually collecting them, and soon they will all be mine. Very happy. So the next one I need is Grand Conspiracy. Yeah, and I will have it. So another book I've been highly anticipating actually is Storm Constantine's The Enchantments of Flesh and Spirit, and this is part of a something series, but this is the first one. And this is about a dude who falls in love with some hermaphrodite alien. If that doesn't get your attention, I don't know what will. So now it is mine, and I will read it, and I will hopefully enjoy it. And get the third one. Well, second one. And then I get the third one, because this third one is technically follows the story of these two, the first two guys in the first one. So are they guys? I guess it's what you identify with, but he's really just an alien. I'm going to have questions. I feel like that's a book for questions. The next book I have is Moonheart by Charles D. Lint, and I hated the last book I read by Charles D. Lint. It was stupid, but I decided to give him another chance, because he writes about Native American tales with urban fantasy, and I didn't mind the urban fantasy part of it, so I just hated the characters. So maybe if I read a book that didn't have those characters, it'll be good, right? Right? Yeah. The next book I have is Tim Bowers' The Anubis Gate, and this is the winner of the Philip K. Dick Award, Memorial Award. And this is, I'm assuming, about Anubis, some gates, and yeah. Anyway, this was one of those blind date books, and the person at the bookstore was like, "This is my favorite book ever," and so now we will read it, and it will be fun. But first, I need to read Assassin's Apprentice. I need to finish it. I need to finish it. It's got to happen. The last and final book I have is the Vampire Prince in the Circus du Freak, and sixth one, because I don't have the sixth one. See, I will show you. I had, oh god, these things are heavy. Okay. I had all of these ones. Look at that. Yeah. And I got them all for $4. Well, technically they were given to me, but my mom bought them for me for $4. And then I didn't have the sixth one. And the sixth one cost more than all of these books for some reason. I want to strangle them. Well, I want to strangle this one. These ones are fine. These ones are cheap. They're so nice. This one is not. I hate it. But we move on. So that is the end of the haul. Hope you enjoyed. Tschüss.